Hey, Broncos country! How y'all doing, my brothers and sisters from Denver? Today we're diving headfirst into a topic that's been tugging at the heartstrings of every true Broncos fan. Could the legendary Von Miller, yeah, that Von Miller, the Super Bowl 50 icon, be coming home in 2025? That's right, y'all. Von, our sack machine, is hitting free agency, and the question on everyone's mind is, does it make sense to bring him back? Grab your popcorn, throw on your Broncos cap, and let's get into it, because this convo's hotter than a tailgate party at Invesco Field. Before we jump in, make sure you smash that like button to support the channel, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment. Do you want Von Miller back? On a scale from 1 to 10, how hyped are you for that idea? Let's interact. Broncos country, this video's for you. Alright, Broncos fans, let's take a quick trip down memory lane. Talking about Von Miller is like flipping through the greatest hits of Broncos history. Drafted in 2011, second overall pick, and from his very first snap, he showed he meant business. In 11 seasons with us, he racked up 8 Pro Bowls, 3 first team. All-Pro honors, 4 second-team selections, Defensive Rookie of the Year in 2011, and of course, MVP of Super Bowl 50. Remember that game? Von wrecked Cam Newton, forcing fumbles, racking up sacks. It was like a heavy metal solo right in the middle of the field. But numbers aside, Von's got heart. He's that guy dancing with the fans, bringing that mile-high energy, making the crowd scream, "Incomplete!" even louder. Still, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. In 2013, he faced a suspension and a major knee injury that almost derailed his career. But with DeMarcus Ware's mentorship, he came back stronger, and in 2015, he became every quarterback's worst nightmare. So tell me, Broncos country, what's your favorite memory of Von rockin' the orange and blue? Drop it in the comments. I know y'all got some epic stories to share. Now let's bring it back to the present. Truth is, Von ain't that same 2015 beast anymore. At 36, he's nearing the end of his career, and his last season with the Buffalo Bills showed he's still got some juice, but he's not carrying a defense by himself anymore. In 2024, he played 333 snaps across 13 games, put up 6 sacks, 7 tackles for loss, and 13 total tackles. Respectable for sure, but is he the same old Von Miller? Not quite, y'all. In Buffalo, he was a rotational guy, situational pass rusher, not someone dominating 80% of the snaps. So here's the big question. Does this older, wiser, more limited Von still fit in Denver? 'Cause let's be real. Our edge room is stacked with young talent. We've got Nick Bonito asking for $23 million a year, Jonathan Cooper, Drew Sanders, Baron Browning, and rookie Quay Robinson from the 2025 draft. That's like a pass rusher boy band, and everyone's fighting for the spotlight. So Broncos country, hand on your heart, do you think Von's still got some fire left as a rotational guy, or has his time in the spotlight passed? Drop your take below. I'm dying to hear what y'all think. Now, let's weigh the pros, because there's a lot that makes Broncos' hearts beat faster at the thought of Von coming back. First off, the emotion. Von Miller is Denver. He's the guy who put us back on the map post-Peyton Manning. Bringing him back would be like inviting an old friend to a backyard BBQ. Just imagine Invesco Field going wild when he runs out dancing, throwing up that Von's house sign. That's priceless, y'all. Second, experience. Our edge rusher group is young, full of potential, but sometimes we're missing that seasoned vet, someone who knows how to close out a big game. Von's been to Super Bowls, faced the best QBs in the league, and dealt with playoff pressure. He could be like a Yoda for our team, teaching the young Jedi how to master the Force, or better yet, how to sack Patrick Mahomes. Third, he doesn't have to be the guy. A 1 or 2 year deal, low salary, more like a veteran presence? That could be the perfect fit. Von's not looking for $20 million a year, right? He knows he's nearing the end and might want to come home and finish his career where it all started. And look, if he's willing to play 20-30 snaps a game, focusing on third downs, he could be a surgical addition to our defense, which already led the league in sacks in 2024. So, Broncos country, what do you think? A Von Miller who's more mentor than superstar, but still has that fire in his eyes? Or is this just nostalgia clouding judgment? Drop your thoughts in the comments, 'cause this debate is heating up. Now let's keep it real and talk downsides, because this isn't a fairy tale. First, roster space. Like I said, our edge rusher room is already more packed than the parking lot on game day. Nick Bonito, Cooper, Sanders, Browning, and now Quay Robinson. Where does Vaughn even fit? We already don't have enough snaps for everyone, and Sean Payton is focused on building for the future, not reliving the past. Second, performance. Vaughn's numbers in Buffalo show he can still contribute, but he's not the guy who takes over a game anymore. 6 sacks and 333 snaps is solid, but our young guys are already putting up those numbers or better. Bonito is balling out, and Cooper's a beast against the run. At this point, is Vaughn really an upgrade, or just a big name? Third, and maybe most important, the money. Broncos country, we all know the salary cap is a nightmare. Even if Vaughn takes a discount, every dollar spent on him is one less for extending Zach Allen, who wants $25 million a year, or for investing in wide receivers or linebackers. And if we're gunning for the playoffs in 2025, does it make sense to pay a guy who might not even start? So what's it gonna be, Broncos country? Do we make space and spend money on Vaughn, or stay committed to the youth movement and build for the future? I want to know what you think, because this isn't an easy call. And look, I'm not the only one talking about this. Over at Mile High Report, they're saying bringing Vaughn back doesn't really make sense for the 2025 team. They argue that as much as he's a legend, he's more nostalgia than practical solution. Their take? The Broncos should focus on the future with guys like Quay Robinson and Syvion Jones, both 2025 draft picks, stepping up. But not everyone agrees. Vaughn's former teammate Julius Thomas is pushing hard for his return, saying Miller still has a lot to offer, even just as a locker room leader. Social media, it's split. Some fans want Vaughn back even if he only plays 1 snap a game, just for the vibes. Others think it's time to move on and let him be a legend of the past. What about you, Broncos country? Are you Team Julius Thomas? Bring him back no matter what? Or do you agree with Mile High Report and think it's time to look ahead? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Your voice keeps this channel going. Now, let's talk decision makers, Sean Payton and George Paton. Broncos country, these two are building something special in Denver. After a 10-win 2024 season, our first playoff appearance since Super Bowl 50, and a killer 2025 draft that brought in talents like Jody Barron and R.J. Harvey, they've got serious momentum. But will they give in to the temptation of bringing Vaughn back? Payton loves smart, versatile players, and Vaughn, even older, still has those QB hunting instincts. But Payton's also obsessed with discipline and the future, so he might see Vaughn as a luxury, not a need. Payton, who had to make the call on Vaughn, back in 2021, knows what he brings, but he also knows the cap is tight. They already spent big on defense, signing Dre Greenlaw and Talanoa Hufanga in free agency. So, is there even room for Vaughn? So, Broncos country, if you were Payton or Payton, what would you do? Bring Vaughn back for one last ride or stick with the young guns? Imagine you're in the war room. What's your take? Drop it in the comments. I know y'all got opinions. All right, Broncos country, let's dream for a sec. If Von Miller does come back, what's the perfect scenario? In my mind, it's a 1-year deal, like $3 to $5 million with performance incentives. He comes in as a rotational player, getting around 20-25 snaps a game, locked in on third downs and big matchups, like against the Chiefs in Week 17. Christmas Day at Arrowhead, don't forget. He'd also mentor our young edge rushers, passing on that Hall of Fame knowledge. Just imagine the off-field impact. Vaughn in the locker room, hyping the squad, teaching Bonito that deadly spin move, giving Quay Robinson tips on reading tackles. And of course, the crowd going wild every time he steps on the field. It'd be like a no-fly zone throwback with a nostalgic twist. But let's stay realistic. For this to work, Vaughn has to accept a smaller role and a team-friendly deal. Will he go for it? And what about you, Broncos country? Does this sound possible or just a fan fantasy? Let me know what's running through your mind. Broncos country, we're wrapping it up. But this convo is just getting started. Von Miller isn't just a player. He's a legend, a symbol, a guy who embodies the spirit of Denver. But football is a game of tough choices, and bringing him back might be more about the heart than the head. Our team is on the rise with a scary good defense, a young offense led by Bo Nix and contender energy for 2025. Does Vaughn fit into that vision, or is it time to let him live on in our memories? I want to hear from you, Broncos country. In the comments, tell me, bring Vaughn back or focus on the future? What's your favorite Vaughn memory? And on a scale of 1 to 10, how badly do you want him back? Don't forget to drop a like, hit subscribe, and smash that notification bell so you don't miss a single video. Let's keep that Broncos country fire burning. 2025 is coming, and we're making noise. Until next time, Broncos fans, let's ride.